Okay, so let's do a quick simulation of our finances. Let's say you're 30 years old and you want to look 40 years into the future. Let's assume an inflation rate of 3% to be accounted for in all of our calculations, and you're in the European Union and you speak English. Let's switch to light theme and let's change the skin to editorial. Let's say you make 4,000 euro per month and you don't know when you're gonna get a raise. So for the chart to calculate your salary, we're gonna auto index to inflation once every year. Let's say your monthly living expenses are 1,500 euro, and we are going to automatically apply every money you have left over after your monthly expenses and after your consumer loans and mortgages to be invested into stocks and ETFs. You can simulate living expense changes. For instance, in the future, you can start taking care of a relative or something else happens, or you want to live it up. But let's not do that right now. Let's say you have a 5,000 euro emergency fund, but it's all in cash. No, nothing in savings account. Let's say so far you have um, like 6,000 euros invested in stocks or ETFs. Currently, after living expenses, you can invest 2,500 euro per month in stocks if you want. But let's say you have some mortgage debt. You have 161,000 euros left to repay for that. Your monthly payment is 320 euros and you got it at 4.2%. And let's say you have some consumer debt as well. You owe 9,500 euros left. Your monthly payment is 180 euros, and the interest rate when you got that was 9.2%. Now let's see what's left to invest. 2,000 euros every month. You put it into S&P 500 ETF, accumulating no dividends. Let's say you don't have any bonds, precious metals, crypto. Let's say you have a car, current value around 10,000 euros and yearly depreciation at 10%. And let's say you expect an average annual return of 10% for your ETFs. Let's see what else we have here. You can simulate advanced debt repayment every month, lump sum debt repayment at some point in the future. Let's say you will have a government pension at around 67, which will be 1,000 euros. And you also have a workplace additional pension fund with current accrued value of 20,000 euros, for which your employer pays 175 euros every month, and you expect it to grow by 3.5% because it's a managed fund and they are investing in some conservative world index, and you get access to it around age of 67 when income can't cover expenses. We're not gonna look at that right now. um, let's say so you have a mortgage here that you're paying right now, so you have a corresponding real estate holding for it. You have an apartment that whose current market value is 200,000 euros, and you expect it to appreciate at around 3% per year. You don't have any other assets, and the taxes and fees are for the European Union. And now let's look at what happens here. Your net worth is 50,000 euros. Yeah. So your net worth is the amount of all your holdings discounted by the amount of all everything you owe. So your apartment and your stock portfolio and your cash and your car, minus your mortgage and your consumer loan, that's 70,000 euros. Total liquid assets are 20,000 euros, total real estate 220,000 euros, total debt 170,000 euros. You're pretty leveraged. It's beyond horizon at the current state when you're gonna clear your debt. And let's see what happens to your wealth trajectory. Um, if everything goes smoothly from here on for the next 40 years and you keep investing those money and you keep repaying your debt and you keep getting your salary and you have no expenses in the future, unforeseen expenses, by the 16th year, you will have liquid assets of 1 million euros. Real estate will have appreciated to around 355,000 euros. Additional pension fund will have accrued around 80,000 euros, and your debt will be actually increasing. I have probably not done justice to this. Let's say you pay 500 euros per month to get that cleared up in time, and this is your monthly cash flow divided by income, debt payments, investments, living expenses, and net free cash. Here's when your income ends, when you get your pension and you start pension. Actually, we are considering income stops at age 65. But let's say you lose your job because your company goes under or you are laid over because of AI at around the age of 46. This is what happens here. You can see how your liquid assets stop growing as fast, but since they are already at a very healthy level, they keep growing because of 10% growth rate every year. So if you work from 30 to 46 years old and you keep investing, you will have accrued amount of money that will keep carrying itself in the future. Let's say that we can simulate an interest rate change at age 45. Actually, let's do it sooner. At age 37, European Central Bank increases rates by 4 points, which adds a substantial amount of money per your in your monthly installments on your loan, and you can see how that immediately affects the chart here. And let's also say there's a market crash at age 36, which lasts for 7 years, and it drops 20%, and it's a L-shaped drop which lasts 8 years, like a lost decade which we had after the dot-com crash in the 2000s. And your reaction is to pause investing. You can see all kinds of reactions here, and this changes things quite dramatically. Uh, Here's the crash, the rate, because some frequently when there's a market crash, it's accompanied by interest rates going up. The bad period ends here, and your income ends here, and your liquid assets start carrying your monthly expenses, so they start to go down. And let's also simulate something else, income loss and reemployment. You lose your job at 40, and this is the interesting situation. Your income ends here, you start selling your liquid assets, and in the meantime your real estate keeps appreciating, but then in order to cover your debts and your living expenses, your liquid assets go down to zero. And the chart is set up so when that happens, you sell your real estate in order to keep covering your monthly expenses. So you get the money here discounted by the amount you will pay for transaction fees and taxes and so and that. Uh, your real estate is sold, you get the lump amount of money, and you keep living off that. But then your assets are depleted at age 60, and you have several years left until you get your pension. So you gotta account for these kinds of situations. This is what the financial simulator is made for. But let's say at age 41 you lose your job, and you're at age 43 you get another job which is not as good paying. It's 1600 euros per month. That dramatically changes the entire situation and the trajectory of your life, as you can see here. And yeah, you can simulate one-time financial gains such as lottery, inheritance, donation, bonus, settlement, etc., and one-time expenses such as weddings, divorces, emergencies, renovations. You can simulate living expense changes, child dependent lifestyle upgrade. At age whatever, you can start spending more money, and this will be automatically reflected in the chart. You can set up what the chart does when your income can't cover expenses. It draws from portfolio by default. It can also end, and you can reduce expenses. This is the order in which it draws from your portfolio and your assets. And if it stops being able to cover your expenses with your portfolio, you can either do nothing or sell real estate, which we saw a few minutes ago. You can add more cars here, add more properties, other assets. You can change the taxes and fees applied. You can add more interest rate changes, including drops. You can add more market crashes, because in 30 years there's bound to be more than one market crash, and it can have different shapes, as you can see here. You can have different reactions. You can keep buying, you can pause investing, stop and hoard, panic sell. This is real bad. These warnings here are very interesting. You can read them, and you can see all these cards change their values according to all of the things we are simulating. And this is your monthly cash flow changing over time. And if you have any feedback, you can send it here. I will be very happy to hear if this helped anyone. And once you're done with your simulation, you can export it as a file, and then you can do another simulation, export that as well, and you can then come back in the future, import your simulation and work on it. You can save it as a PNG or a PDF file as well. So that's it, and I hope, of course, you gotta remember this is not financial advice. There are lots of interdependencies between all of these inputs here. There are probably bugs, mathematical miscalculations, bugs in the code, and nothing. These are simple extrapolations which cannot account for real life. So this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So do your own research, and good luck.